Okay, hello. Welcome to another episode of Album Check. I'm still Connor. I'm joined by Jonah. Hello, Jonah.
I'm not Joan anymore.
Oh, okay. Jonas also changed his name to Yay.
Yeah, I want to be just like him.
Um, yeah, and this week we're talking about the most recent Anderson Paak album, Ventura. It's his fourth album. It's the follow-up to Oxnard, and
That was 2018, right?
20. I want to say 2019. Oxnard was 2018, and this was 2019.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, Oxnard was 2018, I mean.
Okay, yeah, we both really liked Oxnard. I think that was both of our kind of
Yeah.
entry point to Paak.
I thought you'd listened to Malibu before, had you not?
No. You sent me Oxnard. That's how I got into him, and then I got
Oh,
into Malibu
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, really like that album. I know a lot of people don't because it was more of a rap album compared to the soulful
Mm.
music he'd done before that.
They didn't like Dre's production on it, which is weird
Because it's amazing.
because, yeah, it's Dr. Dre. Like, what?
But before we get like straight into the album, I have a little, what's the word? Some things I want to talk about relating to the names of the album.
Mm.
If you will indulge me, because his first three albums, well, all of his albums, under his solo career, under Anderson Paak, we should mention he used to be called Breezy Lovejoy, which is
Wait,
hilarious.
what?
Yeah,
He
you
did?
didn't know
Has he got
this?
music under
Yeah,
that?
he was called Breezy Lovejoy.
What? Oh, damn. Fair enough.
Yeah, but then started releasing stuff under Anderson Paak. And first album called Venice, second album called Malibu, third Oxnard, and then fourth Ventura. Okay, so they're all named after like cities along the Californian coast or
Mm.
something.
Okay.
And it's just I have a slight issue with it, and it's a little bit of a trend, okay?
Okay.
Because Ed Sheeran, okay, also got a new album coming out soon, and it's his fourth album, and he has a naming scheme where he does the like math symbols, like the
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that.
right.
But
So he's done three, and then he's got a new one coming out. This is the fourth one with a symbol. Adele's got a new album coming out where her album titles are just numbers, so they're like ages. So when she was 19, 21, forget the other one. She's a
okay.
new one coming out called 30, and it's like all of these people. I feel like they should have just stopped at three. I
Yeah.
think three
Yeah.
is I kind of like the idea of having a kind of trilogy of albums. You
Yeah.
have a little bit of an
I
arc,
feel that.
and then you can go, okay, I've made it under this kind of umbrella. Okay, with the fourth
Y-
one, let's branch out. Let's do something really different. When you do it a fourth time, it just feels like digging up the same.
Yeah, no, I feel like there is just a finality to number 3.
Mm,
It's such a resonant number for some reason that when you go past it, it's really, really annoying.
yeah, and as much as there's things I like in this album, I wish he'd kind of ended at Oxnard and like that's the trilogy and gone somewhere else. Like Kanye did it perfectly. I know we're bringing up Kanye again,
Literally every episode.
but
Every episode, man.
but on the the graduation trilogy, he does that. College dropout, late registration, graduation, nice trilogy wraps up the whole dropout bear thing, and then 808 and Heartbreaks, complete left field fourth
That's why
album.
he's the GOAT. That's why he's the best.
The groundwork has been laid. I think doing the three is an interesting idea, but for me, I would like something different. But hopefully we'll get that in the future.
Maybe.
But shall we get into the first song, "Come Home," which is
Woo!
again a fantastic start to this album.
Yeah.
I mean, it just really kind of leads you in.
It encapsulates the more sort of soulful vibe, like compared to Oxnard anyway, really, really well.
Yeah,
Like you can tell this is going to be a completely different album from the get go, and it's not just like leftovers from Oxnard because this was released like really, in the grand scheme of things, quite shortly
I think it
after.
was 5 months, and I
Really?
believe produced in the same
Yeah.
sessions.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there was potentially was going to be a double album with Oxnard, but got split.
Yeah. It was going to be called Oxnard
Oh,
Ventura,
right,
wasn't
okay,
it?
yeah.
And then yeah, but then of course he split it up, which I'm glad of.
They are definitely like separate pieces and quite different albums. This is not a rap album in the same way Oxnard was.
No, definitely not.
But yeah, beautiful start. I mean, there's kind of so much going on at the start, but it doesn't become overbearing, and it all kind of falls back to leave room for that guitar and the drums. Anderson Paak is like, he's a drummer, so there's real drums.
He's a multi-instrumentalist, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, I swear he plays a bunch of stuff and sings like really well and raps really good. It's just stupid. Like, I dislike him because he just took all the talent. It's not fair at all.
Look, he probably worked very hard. He deserves it, and it sounds amazing. I know you're like a big fan of like drum machines and things, but
Oh, I can get down with real drums for
it's
sure.
really cool. It's just a little different. It's a feather in his bow, and it sounds like brilliant. Oh, and this whole album, this song is just so excellently produced. There's like the backing vocals are just like amazing. There's these little like wind instruments that come in.
Oh yeah, the soulful flute.
Yeah.
That's what I have written down. And the drums feel like they're kind of pattering, like they're not super hard, which really sort of gives it a unique kind of texture, I think.
Oh, just fantastic singing that chorus of like that I'm begging you. Again, the way he enunciates it, it sounds like he's begging.
He's really good at that on this album, at enunciating things. Because like conceptually, this album is not, it's not super out there. There's pretty kind of, it's mostly sort of relationship songs, love songs, that kind of thing. But he just manages to make it so much more engaging with his delivery and things like his pronunciation or enunciation, rather. They go a long way to help that, I think.
Yeah, he does what I think a lot of great artists do or have, in the sense that their personality shines through. I think
Yes, yeah.
I think that's something you can say about almost all the albums we've talked about on this podcast. Those artists have personality that comes through in the songs, and that's why they're great.
Yeah, for sure. Andy Pack, he feels, I don't want to say like a man out of his time, but he is much more kind of soulful and musical than a lot of his contemporaries, and that is uh, of all the work of his that I've listened to, that is most on display on this album.
Yes, definitely. And he brings in some names from the past, because we've got an Andre 3000 verse on
Oh
this.
my god,
And
man, we need to do Outcast sometime, because every time Andre gives a feature, it's like ridiculous.
I know.
It's like stupid good.
He just pops
and
up.
I just yeah, yeah, it's so weird. But he's like, I can't believe I haven't delved into the discography that much. Like, he is up there for having some of the best features in rap, I think.
Yeah, you understand why everyone puts him as kind of top 3, top 5, because this
Yeah.
verse is just incredible. There's just so much pace and speed to it. I find that hilarious that he rhymes Harry Wet Twat with Harriet Tubman. But then he like separates the tub and man into like the start of a new sentence. It's just really, really well done,
Yeah.
and it's very satisfying.
That's something that, look, I love this new generation of rap that's coming in. It's like, I know that's controversial to some people. I think it's so much fun, but I am always in complete awe of this generation's talent to like string words together. Like that example you just gave, where he's like, the syllables are crossing the bar line, and there's a line I picked out. It sounds to me, frowns will be grounds to leave. Like, that's some fantastic rhyming. That gets me so excited hearing things like that. Like, it's so clever, and it's just, that's rapping.
And he
to
does
me
it so
anyway.
effortlessly. Like, if you try to kind of sing along to this part,
You'll fail. Yeah.
but it's he makes it sound so easy, and it ends on such a high note that, like, please I'm feeling dumb, please I'm feeling dumb, and then the vocals are layered with it, and it kind of drifts out. I mean, just what a great ending to a great intro song.
He just keeps going, man. This is a long verse, and it's fantastic. There's there's something else I wanted to point out, a lyric earlier on. Normally harmony, bumblebee, hummingbird, birds and the bees, and obviously this is a very kind of relationshipy album, so I thought that was really clever.
Oh, yeah, I hadn't picked up on that. Very good.
Yeah, it's like, man, yeah, we should do Outcast sometime.
Yeah, no,
for
definitely.
Sure.
We need to get on that. But yeah, great song. Then we get on to Make It Better, which is again really, really going for the soul in this one. I mean, it's just smooth. Smooth.
Are you familiar with Smokey Robinson?
Was he on Donda?
No.
Okay, then Then no.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean.
Then no.
No, he wasn't undone.
Well, everyone
He's like,
like okay, don't as far as
okay,
making a
yeah,
bet.
everyone was undone, but no, he wasn't. No, Smokey Robinson is a soul legend.
Oh, I see. There's
Um,
just
he's he's sampled a lot in hip hop. Of all the soul artists I've got in my library, I've probably got most songs from him. Though I'm not like super into his discography. He's like he's a soul legend, and I just think it's really cool when the old generation kind of endorse the new generation, because normally there's this sort of bitterness in like every genre. They're like, oh, it's they're not doing it how they used to.
it's not the same.
Yeah, it's I love it when they just embrace it,
Mhm.
embrace the new stuff, and kind of lift them up instead of being like, nah, this is whack. You
Yeah,
know,
really like kind of passing of the torch kind of
passing the
thing.
torch. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean
yeah.
he's great on this chorus with
Oh
both
my
of them.
gosh, yeah.
It is just beautiful.
Uh huh.
I mean it's just a beautiful song. There's a real start stop thing to this song. You know what I mean? It kind of
Oh, it feels sort of staggered.
yeah. So I mean it
Yeah,
just kind
yeah,
of stops and starts again. It has this real like when it goes like remember when it kind of
yeah. His I don't know if you call it flow when you're singing, but his kind of is it cadence
cadence
possibly?
was the word that
I
popped
don't
into
know.
my head, but
Yeah, his cadence at the beginning is so catchy, like goddamn. And oh no, it's rare to have someone who's like they're so good at rapping and they're so good at singing. It's like it's just stupid. But yeah, this is a very sensual
yeah,
song.
there's like all these strings placed in between lines. It just kind of adds to the romance
Yeah.
whole thing.
Hmm.
I really like that like meet me at the hotel motel line.
Yeah, I have that written
It's
down.
it's it's really fun both in like his delivery and then the instrumentation because you get that kind of synthy piano just makes
Mm,
it a little more playful.
yeah. There's sort of a not really a narrative to the song, but there's a clear theme. Andy Pack he's trying to mend his relationship, but this is
Sorry.
it's his sex life.
Every time you say Andy Pack, my brain autocorrects it to Andy Pandy. Um, I
Man,
just can't.
he's the greatest musician of all time. Andy Pandy. It just feels very weird to say Anderson Pack every single time.
Yeah.
I'll just call him Pack. No, but then I think it's two Pack. Don't worry about it. Um,
But yeah, I mean, very much about this kind of struggling relationship. I don't think it really gets into it too deep, but I don't think it
no, it's about the vibe,
needs
bro.
to.
No,
So it works. I do kind of get tired of it at the back end of the song.
it does do sort of like a double or maybe triple chorus at the end. But yeah, it's a tad long.
Yeah, there's nothing like wrong with it, but it is sounds good, but I could do with it a little shorter.
I don't think it should be shorter necessarily. I think you could possibly do with another verse to flesh things out a little more.
Maybe that's it.
But I like this song a lot. I never skip it.
Mm.
What's next? Reaching too much.
Yeah. I feel like this kind of intro part I would enjoy much more live
Yeah.
because it's like it's difficult because I have issues with this album and I struggle to articulate them partly because the instrumentation on this and the production and the way it's put together is so
So classy
yeah,
and
it's excellent. It's excellent.
yeah.
And that's it, there's hard to find something like kind of out of place, but I'm not enjoying it. It
Yeah, that's fair. I think I'd agree with that for sure.
you know I
Definitely.
think whenever it kind of gets like 90 seconds in and it almost kind of switches to like almost a completely different song, I really start to kind of get involved with it a little
Yeah,
more.
it's when the different groove comes
Mm,
in and it gets exciting. Look, the intros, it sounds good, but it is just a bit long, and it doesn't really add a huge amount to an already sort of chunky song.
mm,
So yeah, but once we get into the main body of it, this thing is funky. Like, woo! There's strings in that saxophone
mm.
are like I say, they're classy, and I love that. You know the little like short release synth.
Dun, dun,
It,
dun, 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 dun.
yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
no, that's
And it's
so catchy. That's what it really kind of brings me in.
I think the bass adds most of the atmosphere here. Like it's so groovy, and there's like nice little tom fills that you can only get realistically with a real drum. Like you can't replicate that with the drum machine.
Mm.
So yeah, the main body of this song is really good. I think.
Yeah, start and end. I feel almost guilty saying it because clearly so much talent behind this, but again, by the end, I just don't care.
Do you not even like the Is it called like scatting the vocal? The like doo-ba-da-ba-dee,
Yeah,
that
yeah. Thank you,
Hire
Jonah,
me,
for this vocal
Anderson Paak.
demonstration.
Hire me, Anderson Paak. You need me.
Yeah, I just think it's kind of lost me at that point, you know.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, I love the kind of like the sit your ass down line and the fun he's having on it, but yeah, it's not a bad song, but I just don't love it.
Poorly structured, possibly.
Yeah,
Um,
I guess.
I don't even know what this one's about, if I'm honest. Like I read the lyrics and I was like, there's a lot of lyrics here. I don't
Well,
I
most
don't
of the
know.
lyrics are, I think you're doing too much.
Yeah, exactly. Like what? That's a bit vague, but yeah. I don't know. I enjoy it. Again, never skip it.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a relationship that's going too quickly, maybe, but yeah, all these are just kind of love songs. But
Winner's Circle.
I I really like the intro with the clip of the movie. I
Yeah.
haven't seen the film, but I believe it's Robert De Niro.
What movie is it
I
from?
can't remember.
A Bronx Tale. Yeah, De Niro's in the scene.
I mean, I think it's really well placed in terms of
It's appropriate.
yeah. I mean, he's talking about women come along like great fighters. There's once every 10 years,
Mm.
and it's a really great tone setter. I think I just think it's like an interesting clip.
It's appropriate. It adds to the narrative. It sounds cool because it's Robert De Niro's
Yeah,
voice. What's not to love, you
and doesn't
know?
overstay its welcome. You know what I mean? It's
No, yeah, for sure.
and then when it gets straight into that
Oh,
bouncy kind of verse.
man, his flow is fantastic there. Like it's really, really
Mm.
unique. And that kick drum has intense punch to it.
Hmm.
Uh, and you get more sort of that vocal scatting on
Yeah.
this song.
Bidoop-a-chop-beep-a-dee-boo-doop.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
so
yeah,
catchy there, and then
yeah.
you have, like, the flute that's kind of playing those same notes to really kind of drive it home,
Hmm.
it
Yeah.
sounds brilliant, and I sound silly when I sing along to it, but it's so satisfying, so I do it anyway.
Look, man, the backing vocals on this song,
Oh,
on this album anyway, like what? Who are his backup
they're
singers?
amazing.
Why are they not like singers?
Like, on that
It's
like,
insane.
"Stay a while" line where they all come in is
Yeah.
amazing.
Uh-huh.
Just Pack's delivery on this is just great.
When is his delivery ever
Well,
off?
that's
He is a soulful
but
dude.
that 3rd verse, when he's that kind of "They gonna have to come for me"
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
is brilliant. I love his accent. He's very, like,
I go dumb like the president.
yeah, I was just
That's
about to say.
the
He's, like,
quotable.
very vocal about his disdain for Trump, and the way he does it is always
It's
amusing to
funny.
me. It's always in a kind of funny, mocking way.
Exactly, yeah.
Um, yeah, I know, I love the pace of it. It sounds like he's having so much fun. I know I keep using the word fun
Mm.
over and over again, but he sounds like he's having a great time.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I think this is one of the more endearing sort of songs topically on the album, where he's like, look, not that it's like super original this take, but he's like, I can literally get like it feels like all the women in the world, but he's just talking about this special one, and that will always play at my heartstrings. I love that. And he does it in a fun and accessible and engaging way. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and just that, like, "Boy, I think I'm falling."
Yeah. You've got to have some kind of innate just charisma to deliver lines like that.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
don't think you can learn that.
Definitely, yes, charisma, that's a perfect word because he is just it's just coming out of his eyes and everything.
It-
And,
Have you seen it? His son's got a YouTube channel, and his son is like the most confident kid I've ever seen in my life. Like he's got this wild hair, it's like dyed pink and everything. Like and he's got videos of him just dancing with his dad, and they're both like amazing
I
dancers.
have not seen that, but I feel like I need to now.
Yeah, you should. It's quite entertaining.
But yeah, great song. But then we get Good Heals, which I have almost nothing to say about. This is a song that I completely forgot about. Like I've heard this album before, and if you sent this to me like a week and a half ago, Jonah, and told me it was a new song, I would have believed it because it is just so forgettable to me. It's like 90 seconds. It just takes up space. I don't like it.
I like it. I wouldn't say, you know, I'm like super into it, but it's. I think the little storyline is kind of cute and funny. I think it's sort of like a woman's that he's been with has like got locked out of her house, so she needs to go back to his to get her stuff, but like his actual girlfriend is back. It's just amusing. It's a funny little story, but I I'm struggling to think of the instrumentation. I will be
Yeah, gonna
honest,
be
you
honest,
know.
I'm sitting here like I was like, I'm glad you have things to say because I can't even remember what it sounds like.
I do remember the bass line. It's got these like it's just big and chunky, and it's got these massive slides to it. And there's also the like light little backing vocals, but it's not peak pack.
Peak pack.
That's for sure.
That's a fun
That is
combination of words.
peak pack.
Okay.
It's gonna be an album check quotable now.
Big back. Yeah, okay, yada yada. I really like it when songs include a little bit of like natural sound to give it like a sense of place. I know I've
Like
criticized it on like previous podcasts. I think the Olivia Rodrigo one, but it has the kind of like play park of like children playing thing at the start of
I
here.
can't hear that in my head, but fair
Oh, I
enough.
really like it. It just gives it a nice kind of sense of place, and
Hmm.
yeah, I enjoy that part of it.
This is a a little more of a rappy one.
Mm.
At least compared to the rest of the album. I like that big long intro.
Sounds a little Igory with the synth.
Yes, yes, it does. It does. I remember thinking on the bus earlier today as I was cramming.
Oh shit.
We- I know. Although I sound very calculated and like I know exactly what I'm talking about all the time, I too have to cram for this. But oh, we finally get a like proper synth bass line on this, and you got these weird. I don't know if it's a synth or keys, but they sound like sequence. And there's these cool little vocal glitches and flourishes. I just man, the vibe of this song is so upbeat. Just the atmosphere is amazing.
I mean, there was a great line like, "Oh, there it is, my wits end." I love that so
Hmm.
much. It's amusing. I like the idea of like literally meeting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Personifying it.
But honestly, for me, like, there's a point where all the pace and interest of the song just falls off a cliff with the chorus.
Really?
Um,
Oh no. That's a nah. I hard disagree.
yeah, just I'm not a big fan of the like yada yada. Um, it brings it back for me on the third verse. There's a weird thing about actually there's some really great like third verses on this album.
Yeah, he kind of goes in.
Yeah,
He gets hungry.
yeah, not a fan of the chorus personally.
This is straight like I remember when this came out, I was not that into this, and you seem to be at the time enjoying it more than I
Hmm,
was. But it's that seems to sort of flip this time,
that's interesting. I
which
hadn't
is yeah,
even remembered.
yeah. I think the concept is sort of loose. It's just sort of like this is where I came from, this is where I am now. He doesn't have a whole lot of insightful stuff to say, but the energy, charisma, the atmosphere keeps it together for me.
Mm.
I like this one a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I like it, but don't love it. I mean, it's difficult. The problem is, I think artists have a real struggle in the sense that there is so much for your audience to listen to, and pre-streaming days, you buy an album and you listen to that album.
Yeah, you like wear it out, like literally wear the vinyl out.
Yeah, even if even that album sucked or wasn't even that good, you'd probably play it to get your money's worth out of it.
Mm.
Nowadays, because you can go turn a song off at any time and skip to anything else, if it's not your like best work, why bother?
I don't
You know what I
get
mean? Well,
that.
it's just difficult because it's like, it's good, but I could be listening to something great right now. and I think where it's songs like this where it kind of that's where the problem is for me.
I think because we live in sort of a playlist era now instead of an album era.
I think
So
we both on album check still like listening to albums, but yeah,
oh yeah, I rarely use playlists, but personally for me, I don't always feel like I have to be listening to the latest, the greatest,
well
whatever.
it's not that. I just think this isn't a bad song, but I'd rather be listening to something else of a higher, which I enjoy more. Other songs from
Okay.
Pack.
Yeah, I see. I see. You do love this next one though.
Yeah, this one's funky as hell. This was
Yeah.
one of the singles, maybe the
Mm.
first one.
I remember this coming out and we kind of lost our minds a little bit. We were like, "Oh, this is really good."
Yeah, I mean, just that saxophone or whatever it is at the start is just
Mm.
lovely. I mean, that line if they build a wall, let's just jump the fence and move this.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, he does not like Trump.
No.
Even a little bit.
But he always makes
He
it
has
funny.
no time
He
for
always makes it
yeah,
funny.
yeah. Yeah, definitely. Man, the bass on this one has such a nice slap to it.
Mhm.
It's just fantastic. The atmosphere of this again, super upbeat. That hook is
Oh, it's
killer.
fantastic. Absolutely
It is
fantastic.
brilliant. And oh, I'm sorry, I have to freak out about this a second. In the right ear, there's like a little soccer whistle. You know the little ones you got as a
Yeah,
kid? No, there's no way you don't like that. That's so it's just quirky and weird. When do you hear a soccer whistle in a song? Ever?
I mean, okay, true, but I don't like it. That's one of my notes. I'm not a
Oh,
huge fan of the whistle, but fair enough.
man. No, I love that. I think it's just weird. I like it to be weird. This is I guess apparently an ode to LeBron James.
Yeah.
LeBron James. I love that vine. It's so funny.
Sorry, I think we should point out that Jonah was quoting a Vine. He wasn't just like.
Yeah, I wasn't just saying LeBron James is being weird. There's a vine. If you haven't seen it, you're
It's
uncultured.
very funny. Um,
that vine is like peak humor. I'm convinced of that.
oh dear, yeah. Anyway, I don't know how to dig it out from here.
What do you mean dig it out? I lifted it up. I elevated us, man. Look, I think this is a really heartfelt tribute to the guy. Look, I don't know anything about LeBron James.
Yeah, I literally know the Vine. And is he a basketball player? Is that who he is?
Yeah, he's a basketball player.
Okay.
But the line that really solidified it for me was, and we salute King James for using his change to create some equal opportunity. There's actual kind of heart in that, while still being super catchy. It sounds almost like a little poem when you say it. But I love that line. It's really nice.
Yeah, great. That's a great point. Very well said. Great song. I have nothing else to say. How can I top that? How can I top that? Okay.
Fair enough.
It's the
fair
Jonah
enough.
podcast now. I've just been put to shame. But yeah, let me get a chosen one, which this is a real low for me.
What? You are joking.
Yeah.
You are literally kidding.
No, this is right.
Wait, am I getting no? I'm not getting this mixed up with another
Right.
song. How is this the low point?
Well, okay, there's a lower point, but
Okay, yeah, I know what exactly.
yeah, we'll get to that. Actually,
what? You have to justify yourself.
Okay,
there.
okay.
Like that is a war crime as far
war
as I'm
crime.
concerned.
Okay, all right. That's fighting talk. But okay, let me clarify. There is some like fantastic moments on here. Okay, I'll get to those. But I just boring chorus. I don't
No,
care.
it's not.
I do not care. Maybe I'm just gonna show off how much of a moron I am. I just think this sounds for all at the start kind of messy to me, which is weird for an album with such slick production. There's just so much going on, and for me, I don't find anything to latch on to. Now, I have written down at 140, whenever that piano comes in, I can actually kind of connect with that piano, and he's rapping, and I think that's great. I've got to shout out that the When I Blew Up said I did it for MF Doom. That
Yes.
is like,
Rest in peace, the goat.
yeah, that line is phenomenal, both in like how it's like delivered, in when the Doom is said.
No cap, no cap.
Yeah,
And after, all caps when you spell the man's name.
like it's fantastic. He says it, and then there's like a pitched down version of him saying it, layered beneath
Yeah.
it, so it just gives it like gravelly. And then on the Doom, there's like a piano chord right on the Doom to really kind of full
Yeah.
stop it, and that is like one of the best moments on the album. It just annoys me because I don't really like the whole start of this song until the piano comes in.
I didn't remember that MF Doom shout out. And when I heard it, I was like, yes, come on. Like, we're doing Doom sometime, man. I need to freak out about Doom.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. This song is just amazing. That chorus, you're literally just wrong about. Like, I love the little like the background kind of, I don't know what it is, like it's sort of a mumbling humming thing. The like, I should not
Is there
sing. But you know what I'm talking
is there a
about.
talk box in this? Is that what it is?
Oh,
Or is that
I
later
don't
on?
think it's a talk box. It's like a chorus. There's an effect called chorus, and it sort of sounds like it makes your voice sound weirdly robotic. I can't really describe it.
Okay.
I'd have to like show it. But I think that's what's going on there. The flow on the chorus is just fantastic. I love the way he pronounces every single word. Oh my gosh, the vocals from that woman, what's her name? I'm not going to try and pronounce that.
Sonia,
They I don't know. Anyway,
right?
um, it's spelled weird, but
Sonia.
we're not gonna worry about that. Her vocals are just gorgeous. The snare drum on this is massive, and he just uses it so liberally. He's just letting it absolutely rip. I love that, man. This is a highlight for me.
Oh, that's interesting. That because a lot of our opinions have been very similar. So for us to really diverge on this one
Yeah, this
is interesting.
is so. This is just such a pretty song, and it's got so much energy to it. You're missing out, G. That's all I can say.
Like fair enough. Fair enough. I'm glad it works for you. I'm glad it makes you
Hell
happy.
yeah, it
I wish
does.
it
Very
made
much so.
me happy, but I would skip.
Fair enough. Well, it's not, but I have to say it is.
Jet Black though is
Oh yeah.
very catchy.
Oh my gosh.
I
Yes,
mean,
it is.
thick bass on this. I love the kind of the beat on this. I love the chorus. I love the chorus so much.
Yeah. It doesn't have quite the same. It's not quite as melodic, but it's just got such a punch to it. I find like every word he says, I'm like grooving to.
But then, like when Brandy comes in for that chorus, it's very breathy and sensual, and it's really nice, and really
Yeah.
adds to that. I think that what's the word, like feminine voice on it,
Yeah.
really works very well,
Man,
especially with the kind of.
where is he getting all these incredible female singers? Like the chorus on this makes me feel like I'm floating. It's so good. And the piano is so pretty. And it's like this weird swirling synth in the background and sidechain to the kick, which gives it this awesome movement. And man, the outro to this song, with the bass and the piano, man, that's a beautiful production.
I just love the wee peeking that he throws in. It comes up
Yeah,
every time on the chorus, and then at the end of the bridge. I love that I'm still the best dressed clean line.
I have that same line written down.
And then
the one line, yeah.
The way he really like stretches that out, and then kind of Brandy picks it up as it's still going on. Fantastic.
This is such a fun song. Highly recommend.
Now, I've gotten the impression that this next one you do not like. I was interested to see what you'd think of it.
I don't hate it, but it is probably the lowest point on here. I do like that little trumpet motif. There's some kind of quirky percussion, but it's not even that long, but it feels like it drags on. you
It's
know.
interesting that you don't hate it because I do. This sucks. I have very little written down. I hate this song. Always have. Don't like the horns. Um, yeah, I guess the bounciness of it is okay. I thought you'd be because it's a Pharrell produced track.
Yeah,
So I thought you would be kind of maybe potentially into those 808s, but
yeah, you can. Yeah, that bass line has Pharrell written all over it. Like that's a very distinct sound.
I
But
did see a comment on like Reddit about this, and this guy had said no one can pull off those bouncy ass 808s other than a skateboard. It's like Pharrell on a skateboard.
oh, that's funny. Yeah, no, it's just man, the production doesn't switch up enough. There's not vocally a huge amount of interesting stuff going on, nor topically for that matter. It's
No,
just a bit meh
chorus
to me. Bit
sucks.
meh.
I don't like how it sounds. I don't. I know you kind of said you like the horns a little bit. I don't.
Yeah, I do. They're just a little. They sound sort of synthetic. It's like an uncanny valley to me, and I like that quality.
I think maybe there's the drum machine could work maybe better on a different song, but it just does nothing for me. Definitely the weakest song. Yeah, outright bad.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm sure Anderson Paak will survive your scathing, scathing destruction of his song.
Don't cry yourself to sleep, Anderson. I know you're listening.
Look, you can see him on the album cover, man. He's crying himself to sleep. What have you done? Okay, what can we do?
Oh, I mean, this is just a fantastic. I mean, what a way to close this.
Man, do you know much about Nate Dogg? Because I don't.
I know that he is dead.
Wow, you've really done your research.
Oh, come
Rest
on.
in
That's more
peace,
than you've
Nate Dogg.
contributed to the
Look,
conversation so far. What can you
I've
bring
heard
apart from the fact that he's dead?
I that's why I asked you to. Like I I've heard him on 2 songs. I've heard him on Till I Collapse by Eminem and this. Killed both of them. I should probably listen to his stuff more because apparently he's a legend. But this is a really great song for sure. I love that. Is it a sitar?
It sounds like a sitar
I just kind of throw that word in when there's something
with a
like
twang.
foreign to my Western ears, but I think it actually might be a sitar. Again, backup vocals by Nate Dogg and whoever else is doing it are fantastic. Pack's cadence it's just flowy, it's beautiful, and this sounds so natural. It sounds like Nate Dogg was literally there to record, like to record this song with
Yeah,
Pack.
sorry, we should say this track is made from pre-existing recordings of Nate Dogg, who died, I think, in 2008 or something.
I have no
And
idea.
he died like over a decade ago. And this was constructed with leftover vocals he'd recorded. And then they do this whole kind of back and forth between Pack and Nate Dogg. And it's seamless and it sounds fantastic. And you'd have no idea unless you're aware
Not
that
a clue. Yeah.
he's dead, that it wasn't done live. It's fantastic. I mean, the chorus is just killer
Killer
with them
chorus.
both singing together. It's really wholesome. I really like how this song just makes me feel. And there's a kind of it's very kind of positive, and
Which is weird because I think it's sort of about the end of a relationship.
but there is this kind of, well, what can you do
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
thing.
definitely.
Life kind of goes on. I mean, that's the vibe I get from it, and I find that kind of really reassuring. And there's just such a nice ending because
It just the conversation, it like it somehow he has like perfect chemistry with the dead guy and it just fades out, which is just so appropriate,
but
you know?
they write he's written it in such a way that it's as if Nate Dogg has just decided that he's done and leaving the studio, and he's like,
Yeah,
wait, we
yeah.
paid for this. Where are you going? And I think it's just like a really respectful way of
Yeah.
doing it. It's funny, it's nice, it kind of makes you kind of smile at the
Mm.
end. Yeah, definitely just killer closer.
It's really nice to leave the album on a note like this because this is such a fun album, and to kind of mirror that with its final moments while also paying tribute is a very it's a difficult thing to pull off, but he absolutely does it.
I think probably definitely harder than it he's made it seem,
Yeah,
which
for
makes it
sure.
more impressive. So yeah, that was the end. That was the last song. That was the end of the album. Do you have any closing thoughts?
Man, I liked listening to this a lot. I remember not being huge on it at the time. I think I was feeling like 6 out of 10 at the time. But I've had a lot of fun listening to this in the kitchen, just making my pasta, grooving along to some Andy Pack,
Hmm.
you know,
I
grooving along to some Peak Pack.
I feel I feel like that is the kind of ideal listening situation, having it on while doing something. 'Cause I do like this album, but honestly, probably not as much as I did when it first came out. I think it probably has gone down,
Mm,
in my opinion.
okay.
And again, I feel guilt saying that because, as I've said before, there's so much to love on this. It is so well made, well produced. There's
He
so
is
much
a
talent.
fantastic musician. He really is.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is just, it just doesn't scratch my particular itch. Part of it is just a me thing. I'm less kind of, I prefer the kind of rapping stuff of Oxnard to the soul
Mm.
stuff.
How do you rate Malibu and what's the other one?
Venice.
Venice compared to Oxnard?
Um, I mean, Malibu's probably his best album.
Okay.
I would say this is probably my least favorite.
I haven't actually heard
Oh
Malibu and
man,
Venice for context, but I should definitely listen to them.
Malibu's fantastic.
Um, yeah, I think it's fair to say like Anderson Paak he's not just a producer, he's not like just a rapper, he's like a proper musician, and I think there's some great musicianship on here, which it just works for me.
Mm.
I have so much fun listening to this.
Yeah, this is a really great album that I won't listen to again for a while.
Fair enough. Fair
But
enough.
I'm very excited for his album with Bruno Mars, the Under Silk
Mm,
Sonic. I
hell
mean,
yeah.
we'll most likely be talking about that
Yeah, for
because I think
sure.
we're both very excited for it.
Yeah.
But until
Awesome.
then, that's us. We did it.
Thank you for
Thank you
listening.
for listening. And we'll see you next time for, I think we've agreed we're going to do, oh God, I'm having to look it up my phone because I always forget how to pronounce this band's name.
Yeah, I
Magdalena Bay and their album
yep, we're doing that.
Mercurial World.
Hell yeah.
Um,
So stay tuned, follow us on social media and stuff. We got TikToks and Twitters and Instagrams and all that good stuff.
yeah, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.